I am Sureka, lecturer in physics, Government Degree College, Pittapuram. Today's topic is applications of Gauss law. First one is electric field intensity E due to uniformly charged sphere, and second one is electric field intensity due to infinite conducting sheet of charge. First one, electric field intensity due to uniformly charged sphere. In this, we have three cases. Electric field intensity at a point outside the charged sphere, and second case is on the charged sphere, and third case is inside the charged sphere. For the first case, this is a charged sphere having center at O and radius R. So we have the charge enclosed by this surface is Q. Here our aim is to calculate the electric field intensity at a point P, which is outside the charged sphere. For that, we construct a Gaussian surface having radius small r, that is, which is at a distance of small r from the center of the charged sphere. For the calculation of electric field intensity at a point P, we use the Gauss law. What is Gauss law? Integral E bar dot ds bar is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed within the surface. In the Gaussian surface, total charge is Q. So it is a Q by epsilon naught. Integral E bar dot ds. We have to calculate the first integral E bar dot ds bar. For that, take the small area at a point P, which is ds. Draw the perpendicular to it. It is ds bar. Electric field is always away from the positive charge, so it is always in outward. So the angle between E bar and ds bar is 0. So integral E bar dot ds bar is equal to integral E ds cos theta, where theta is angle between E and ds, which is 0. So phi E is equal to integral E bar dot ds bar, that is E ds. Why? Cos 0 is 1. So by using Gauss law, E into 4 pi r square is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. In vector form, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r cube into r bar. So second case is electric field intensity at a point on the sphere. So in this case, on the sphere means the point lies on the sphere, so the distance between the center and the point P is capital R. So small r becomes capital R. Substitute capital R in place of small r in this equation, we get the E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R square. This is electric field intensity at a point on the surface. Next, third point is electric field intensity at a point inside the charged sphere. For that, take a point P which is inside the charged sphere. For that, we construct a Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is the surface at which electric field intensity is always normal to the surface and it is uniform. So electric field direction is like this, and draw normal to this surface at a point P, which is ds bar. Both are in parallel, so angle between these two is also again 0. So integral E bar dot ds bar is becomes E ds cos theta. Cos 0 is 1, so E bar dot ds bar is E ds. So substitute in this equation this equation of Gauss law, phi is equal to E into integral ds. So for the overall surface, what is the area of the our Gaussian surface is E into 4 pi r prime square. Why? Our point is inside the sphere, which is at a distance of small r prime. So surface area is 4 pi small r prime square. Next, we have to calculate the charge enclosed in this surface only, not on the surface or outside the surface. Charge in this surface. For that, charge in Gaussian surface, our constructed Gaussian surface, which is inside the our charged sphere. So charge in this surface is, so total charge enclosed by our Gaussian surface is equal to volume into charge density. Why? Charge density rho is equal to charge by volume. So charge is equal to charge density into volume. What is the volume of the sphere? 4 pi r prime cube. Here r prime, not r. Here r prime cube into rho. What is the charge density of the sphere? Charge density means charge in per unit volume. Here charge Q, total charge by total volume enclosed by this charge is 4 third pi capital R cube. So substitute in place of rho 4 q by 4 third pi capital R cube. Here charge enclosed by Gaussian surface is equal to 4 third pi cap R prime cube into, this is charge density, q by 4 third pi capital R cube. So substitute charge density in this again, then we get this 4 third pi R prime cube into 3q by 4 pi R cube. From that, by cancelling 4 third pi on both sides, then we get q into r prime by r whole cube. This is charge enclosed by our Gaussian surface. So substitute this by using Gauss law. Integral over a closed surface E bar dot ds bar is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is q into r prime by r whole cube by epsilon naught. So this is E into 4 pi r prime square is equal to 1 by epsilon naught into q into r prime by r whole cube. So from this we get the equation E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q r prime by r cube. Take the three equations at a time. We understand well. Electric field at a point outside the charged sphere is E is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Here E is inversely proportional to r square. So as r is increases, E is decreases. This is belongs to this outside the charged sphere. This is the charged sphere. In case of outside the charged sphere, E is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. And next, which is on the charged sphere, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, which is the maximum value on the charged sphere. And third case is inside the charged sphere. In this case, E is directly proportional to r prime. So as r increases, E is also increases. This is the case of inside the charged sphere. In this case E is directly proportional to R. So as R increases, E increases. This is all about the applications of first law. And by using Gauss law, we can also determine the electric field intensity due to infinite sheet of charge. This is the second application. For that, consider a infinite sheet having the charge Q. For that, we have to calculate the electric field intensity at a point P, which is at a distance R from the sheet. Here, at a point P, our aim is to determine the electric field intensity at a point P. For that, we construct a Gaussian surface having at a distance of, this is R, again this is R, 2R, height is 2R, and having the radius is R. So by using Gauss law, phi is equal to integral E bar dot ds. Here observe that at a point P, this is the Gaussian surface in the form of cylinder like this. On the surface, curved surface, electric field is always away from the positive charge. So electric field is in this direction, and this surface normal, if we consider the point P here and the surface ds here, we draw perpendicular to the surface, it is ds bar. So angle between these two is 90 degrees. So E bar dot ds bar is E ds cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So flux from the curved surface is 0. Flux from the curved surface is 0. So we have to calculate the flux from this surface only, and this surface again for this surface only at a distance R from the sheet. This is also at a distance R from the sheet. So we have to calculate the flux diverging from this surface and from this surface. For that, integral over a closed surface E bar dot ds bar is E ds. This is for the first surface, this is for the second surface. In these two cases, theta is 90. How it is in this surface, electric field is always away from the positive charge. So E bar is like this and ds bar is like this. So in both of these, the angle between them is 0. Why? Both are parallel. So cos 0 is 1. So in this case, flux phi is equal to E into ds. E into ds, d phi E. D phi is E into ds in both the cases. So total flux is phi is equal to integral E bar dot ds into E bar dot ds. In both the cases, theta is 0. So E into integral ds, E into integral ds. So integral ds becomes A. So why here this area is, the surface area of this is A. For this also, the surface area is A. So integral ds is A. So E into A, E into A. So 2EA. So total flux phi is equal to 2EA, which is equal to Q by epsilon naught according to Gauss law. But here we denote we use the sigma, that is, this is the surface charge density. Sigma is equal to Q by A. In above case, that is in case of charged sphere, we use the charge density is the volume charge density, that is rho is equal to Q by V. This is volume charge density, but in this case it is a sheet, so we use the surface charge density. It is denoted with sigma, that is equal to Q by A. So sigma is equal to Q by A. So Q is equal to sigma into A. So in place of Q, we substitute here as, according to Gauss law, phi is equal to charge by epsilon naught. Here charge is sigma into A. So substitute here sigma into A by epsilon naught. So E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This expression shows that the magnitude of electric field is independent of distance from the sheet. Thank you.